Welcome back, Guardians. And today we touch up on the other races. Today we'll be talking about the Cabal. Now, you may already know that they are large creatures, and they walk on two legs, and they just like to fight. They're very aggressive, and you may also know that they're highly militarized, meaning that they love to just fight. But maybe not individually love to fight and go to war. Mostly it's because of the Empire, the Cabal Empire. Where the Empire is actually located, or the original spot where everything is stemmed off from, we don't really know. Any certain system, galaxy, wherever, we don't know. All we know is that there is certain Cabal army that is stationed in our solar system. And they actually cannot leave. That's the thing about Cabals, is that they are not allowed to return home unless the goal has been achieved, which is to colonize or take over the certain areas. The Cabal in our system are looking for technology, Vex technology. They're very interested in that, and the Vex are stationed all over the universe, but there is a good concentration where we are. They're on Mars mostly, because there actually are some things on there that aren't really anywhere else, because you do know the Black Garden with the spire and everything is located on Mars, and that's where most of the Cabal are. Also, having the ideal of a group not being able to return home unless a goal is achieved gives a lot of motivation, because if that Cabal wants to go home, they will do anything in their power to go home. So they will be very violent and aggressive, hence why the Cabal are so aggressive. But in the Destiny lore, the Cabal that are stationed in our solar system aren't really that motivated. They've been there for a while. In fact, they've been there a little bit after the collapse, which is however many years that's been. The Cabal stationed here are withering out. They're becoming less and less and less motivated to attack, to conquer. And because of this, they start acting irrationally. They start to lash out. There is a little bit of a schism within the Cabal Legion, but that's nothing really crazy. The only problem is that the Legion that broke off was called the Broken Legion. They had a very creative name, I know. And what they did was they decided to just attack the reef. They need to conquer something, they want to go home, they're going to do something completely stupid, and they're going to attack one of the strongest organizations, the Awoken, out of nowhere. Long story short, it didn't end well at all. In fact, it wasn't even a long story. They went in and they got captured. This is why you start to face Cabal within the Prison of Elders, because Varix was given them, and they just kind of are used to be killed by you. And soon to be a little bit more because of the April update. The word was spread to the Cabal Emperor, which might be the most intimidating person in the entire universe, because I can only imagine with the way the Cabals are set up. You know Valis Ta'arik. That is not the highest level tier of a rank. There is one above that that we know of, that is the Primus, and that is equivalent to an admiral in our military. And here's a picture of both of the Primuses, and they're pretty large, and one of them was taken by Oryx. I don't know if he's set free, probably not. But you can probably take a guess and say that are a little bit more higher levels in ranks with the Cabal. There's a lot less known on them, because that's the thing about Destiny, is that they'll tell you this great big massive thing, but they won't tell you everything about it. They'll give you the little things. There's probably a lot more to the Vex, there's probably a lot more to the Fallen, there's probably a lot more to the Hive. And with the Cabal, there's definitely a lot more going on, because you have the Emperor, he's probably have his guards, and there's probably some secret organizations going on there. But that's a story for another time, and that's a lot of speculation, so kind of just forget what I kind of said. Massive sidetrack. The Emperor heard about this, and they were banned from ever coming back, so because they lashed out and did not conquer anything, they aren't allowed to come home, even if they were to escape from the Prison of Elders. That also begs the question of whether or not they would be able to return home, if they actually did conquer the reef. If they did somehow manage to overthrow the Awoken, would they be able to go home? Would the Emperor be pleased with that, or would he not allow such actions to be taken? Going back to the hierarchy, like I said with Valis and Primus, there are two below that, that is the Brachus and the Val. Val is usually the rank you see among the Phalanxes and Centurion bodyguards. It's not really all that special. And there's the Brachus, which is the rank seen among the Sand Eater Centurions. Now, the Sand Eaters are actually a legion, and there are many legions within the Cabal. I could make a video about the legions of the Cabal, but that's not really necessary, because where the houses have their own everything, legions kind of work on each other. They do have different colors, but they all have the same goal. They're just stationed somewhere else. One a little bit more aggressive, one a little bit less. There are technically 7 legions, even though one of them, like I said, which is the Broken Legion, is not technically a legion. They just broke away from the Cabal and ended up paying for it after. The first one is the Blind Legion. They are located in Firebase Rubicon on the Iron Line. The Blind Legion kind of look gray. Well, at least the Colossus is. The Colossus is gray and has a little orange strip on his head, whereas the other Cabal within the Legion tend to wear orange. The next one after the Broken Legion, going in alphabetical order, is the Dust Giants. They are located in Giants Pass, the Hollows, Rubicon Wastes, and Valley of the Kings. These are the Mars locations. The Dust Giants really serve as a mobile shock and reserve force. They don't really do much. They're usually identified with their dark green armor and yellow trim, but to me that kind of looks a little bit dark orange. Not that you really need to know the colors, you're just going to shoot them anyway. Up next we have the Ice Reapers. The Ice Reapers appear as an elite Scion unit. You only know members of the Scion Flares, and there are 3 others, but you end up killing them before you actually get to the Scion Flares, so there's not much known about them. Next we have the Sand Eaters. Like I said a long time ago before, the Sand Eaters Legion is the largest and most commonly encountered legion on Mars. You're usually going to come across these people. They are the ones fighting on the front lines against the Vex for that Vex technology that they so desire. They may have weaker tactics, they're not that smart, but they have fierce determination, which is always a good thing. They are identified by their white and green armor. The next one is the Siege Dancers. This is an elite part of the Cabal. They are the ones that secure territory and set up fortifications. They possess more operational freedom than other units and will complete demolition competitions. They are the ones that wear the blue and yellow armor. These ones very much so stand out. Up next we have the Skyburners. Now these people are a little bit more famous for what they have done. The Skyburners are Celestial Demolition's fleet of the Cabal. They mainly based around Phobos, but as you know in the Taken King storyline, Phobos kind of got overrun by the Taken and they had to leave. They took drastic actions and pretty much rammed their ship into the Dreadnought, as you know by their beachhead. Their Primus is actually Primus Taun. This is the guy I showed you before, where he was taken by the Taken King. Also, what I said about the Skyburners ramming their ship, this wasn't their idea actually, it was the order from the Emperor himself to board the Dreadnought and kill Oryx. They crashed the warship into the Dreadnought, and the fighting protracted war of attrition deep behind enemy lines didn't really do much, because us Guardians kind of came in and did our own thing. They are the ones wearing the blue armor and the brush on their helmets. The history of the Cabal can be quite a good one once we do know more. Hopefully more lore will come out as expected, and hopefully that lore contains a lot more on the Cabal, because this whole empire of the Cabal could be massive. It could stretch across galaxies, and all we know is the ones that are stationed near us. That is expected of something, but it would be nice to know more about this empire. And to close out this video, Cade 6 does kind of say something along the lines of, even though they do appear to be very ferocious and aggressive, they may be secretly running away from something terrifying, something more powerful, possibly the darkness itself, as everyone is. But anyway guys, that's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, Guardians.